is Terry, and now I want to just go through a slow, gentle, moving activity exercise that's meditative, and it's the beginning of kind of feeling and moving and working with energy as well. And it's grounded in a kind of a Tai Chi exercise, but I want to start with just rubbing your hands together, and you'll feel them get a little bit warm, and that's heat, and heat is a form of energy. You know, some people will sense energy as a heat. Some people will sense energy as color. You know, there's different ways that energy kind of manifests for different people. So just kind of rub your hands together, and more than making it feel heat is just trying to activate all of the very fine nerve endings in your hands and your fingertips. You're not rubbing them together to really be harsh, but just kind of to stimulate them, because that helps to kind of wake them up so that they have a little bit of better sensitivity, a little bit better sensing. And so once you've done that for a couple minutes, I just want you to kind of feel them. Just kind of let your hands gently kind of cup. And your fingertips just kind of lightly, gently touch. And just kind of be aware of your hands. And you kind of feel a little bit of pulsing through there. Something you really can't quite describe. You might imagine a ball of light cupped in your hands. You know, that energy that courses between them. Because when you bring your hands together, what that's doing, it's connecting or completing the circuit, kind of like an electromagnetic or an electric circuit. And you have energy that runs through your body. And so by bringing your hands together, you're creating a circuit. And so energy is going, you know, very low, gentle, great energy running from your hands between each other. So just kind of play with your hands now. You can almost feel that little energy between your fingertips. You might imagine just gentle threads between your fingers when you just ever so slightly pull them apart and let them come back together again. And remember to work with your breath. You know, breathe nice deep breaths down into your belly. Let your shoulders relax, let your neck relax. And just kind of feel that ball of energy or light in your hands. And let your hands expand, kind of drift apart, and kind of bring them back together again. And really just kind of imagine stretching that ball out, letting it get a little bigger, kind of like a balloon expands. And just ever so gently, it comes back together and compresses. A nice deep breath. And kind of think about sending energy down your arms, into your hands and your fingertips, into that ball of light, that ball of energy. You might imagine energy coursing or color that courses down your hands, down your arms, into your hands. Just kind of feel it come together. And again, gently bring your hands apart like a balloon. Let it expand. Feel it expand. And let it contract back again. Just kind of feel. I said, develop your own particular sense of awareness of it, whether it's a warmth, a white light, a color, a ball, however it feels for you. Just kind of feel, you know, it's very, very subtle. Just kind of feel, almost like space. You almost feel the space between your hands. Because air is really not fully empty. The only really truly empty thing is a vacuum, which is out in outer space. And even that we're finding isn't really empty. So you're just kind of learning how to sense and feel the energy between your hands. Okay, now I'm just going to Relax and roll your shoulders back. And now we're going to work with that ball of energy that we've kind of, discovered and or exploring. And we're going to learn how to drop down to the ground and then draw it back up. Almost like your fingers down a shower curtain, just ever so gently. Just let the ball go down and feel how it sinks like a root into the earth, into the ground, and then just draw it back up. You can almost feel the weight in your hands and your fingers. And then send it back down. And as you do this, you'll probably start to feel and find that you let your knees soften and your hips soften so that you're not locking your joints. As I said, things with Tai Chi and yoga, it's about having a fluid stance. And when we lock our joints, we don't have fluidity. And anybody who does a sport, whether it's wrestling or skiing or gymnastics, you know that it's very rare that you really lock your joints in there. That everything else is letting the body have fluidity, letting the muscles do the work. And when we do that, that opens the channels for energy to flow. There's a suppleness and a fluidity. And when there's fluidity, energy flows in that. So just let that ball of energy sink down. And then you can almost maybe feel scooping it up. Bringing it up. And you might imagine bringing it all the way up through your feet and into your heart. And then sink back down. And then draw it back up. And with your breath, now that you've got a feel for the motion, add your breath and exhale and just sink. And imagine like a root or a tail or a straw that just sinks down to the heart of the earth. And draw it back up in an inhale into your body, into your heart center, and then back down into the ground, into the earth. Exhale. And you might envision the center of the earth or that warm, nourishing place in the earth that root is going, and it's a pulsing ball of energy, or however you envision it. And as you sink down, you kind of tap into that. And that roots are kind of like straws. They suck, they draw up energy, they draw up nutrients, they draw up water. So imagine, down into the ground and then up through your feet and just drawing that up all the way into your heart and then sinking it back down. And then draw it back up. Inhale. And then sink it back down. And draw it back up. And let it sink back down. And now you might feel that your heart is getting full. You draw all the way up into your head, and it comes out the top of your head and circles all the way back around through your energy bubble, through your energy field. And it creates that loop, that torus, that physics and electronics, define and energy creates. So you might feel the top of your head is like a fountain. So you sink down, you exhale, tap into the earth energy, draw it up, all the way up, and out, and around, and it sinks back down, and draws up, out the top of the head like a fountain, and it sinks back down, and it draws up. And as it draws up, what it's also doing as it flows is it helps to cleanse out stagnant energy and energy that's not serving us. Just the way we take a shower that washes dirt off and out of our body, learning how to shift energy cleanses our energy field. moving energy, just like water. Stagnant water isn't healthy water. Anybody who camps or spends time in the wild knows you don't drink from stagnant water. You don't drink from standing water. You find that fresh, clear stream. It's bubbling out of the rocks, bubbling out of the earth, that, mountain stream that's fresh and flowing as a source of where you want to find your water. And so up and out, and let it sink back down. And inhale it up. And then just kind of feel that heart center and anchor that energy. And set the intent to let that energy to continue to flow and continue to cleanse and continue to replenish even after you stop the exercise. And take a moment to just close your eyes and breathe and be still. And relax for a moment and see if you notice the energy flowing differently in your body, or notice the energy around you and the space around you any differently. You have a sense of your bubble. You have a sense of your energy field. You have a sense of where maybe it's blocked in your body or around you. Let the energy just flow and pulse and replenish. And then gently take a breath, open your eyes, and bring yourself back. And say thank you to yourself and to the earth. And until next time, be well, play well, and embrace change.